Growing up, I had a sense of certain behaviors, seeing things within my own family structure were not normal. Things like emotional abuse, verbal abuse. You grow up thinking that's normal until it starts to affect you. Like, I think my earliest panic attack I was probably 8 or 9 years old. Had no idea what it was. I didn't realize that my husband at the time was abusive as well. And you don't realize that. You don't see that. It's kind of like I was so made to believe that I was at fault. So when he started to become abusive, it was almost like I believed, like, you know, what I was told my whole life. I was, okay, I deserve this.
So post-traumatic stress disorder occurs when somebody experiences a traumatic event. One of the main issues that when trauma happens is that it changes the way that an individual views themselves, others, and the world in general. So when we met with Maria, she kind of very much presented with the typical reasons why most people come to therapy. So depression, anxiety, feeling overwhelmed by regular demands. However, as I got to know Maria and she started to share certain parts of her life, she shared some traumatic events that have happened to her and really have occurred throughout her whole lifetime. And then when we started to look at the possibility that she has PTSD, she was actually quite surprised by that.
I met Dr. DeLong, and she was just different. I think the biggest thing she did for me to open up was make me feel safe, which I'd never felt that in my whole life, ever. And the more I told my story, if you imagine PTSD is like these big, bolder, ginormous letters, and you're this small, then for me, after working with her, they're not that big. And I'm not that small.
She started to say to me, it's different. Things feel different. And as we kept on working, she said to me, which was really powerful, and she says, it's different now because now it is not your voice, now it's my voice when I make different choices.
But I always loved art. I always doodle painted, and through school, I took an art therapy class, and I was hooked. These walls need color, little color. Doing, you know, nature scenes and animals in office spaces can decrease anxiety in people and patients waiting, you know, for therapy. That is so me. So that's where my piece got put together. And I started painting again. I had to realize and learn really, that I deserve to care for myself. You deserve self-love. You deserve to love yourself. You deserve to feel loved. Getting more authentic every day. And that's really important to me.